There have been many great videos produced in the manosphere community. They have explained gynocentrism, misandry, solipsism, female nature, etc. These videos have shown us the instinctual, biological, and psychological proofs. But, to my knowledge, none have provided any biblical rationale for these conditions, until now. Indulge me, if you will, as we present just that. Let us examine Genesis 2, verse 17, wherein God gives the instructions concerning the tree of knowledge. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. Keep the phrase, eat of it, in mind, as this will play an important part in our story. Now, let us skip ahead to Eve being hosed by Satan in Genesis 3 verses 1 through 4. Note the subtlety that the devil employs while dealing with an obviously mismatched adversary. Eve had just been told that she may not eat of that one tree. Nothing was ever said about touching it. She added this to show that she knew better and couldn't wait to tell someone about it. The devil succeeded in taking her added caveat and using it against her. I think we all know what happened next. Once she touched the fruit, yet didn't die, it was a short hop to convince her that taking a bite from it wouldn't kill her either. As a famous superhero once said, it's clobberin' time. Let us closely examine the respective punishments of both Adam and Eve. I promise that you will have some things revealed that you have never seen before. Genesis 3 verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy pain and thy travail. In pain thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Keep in mind that words in the Hebrew language can, and often do, have multiple translations that can only be selected based on context. Let's focus on the word phrase, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, etc. Please note that a punishment is being utilized to change a negative behavior. Obviously, pain in childbirth and desire to, or for thy husband represent changes from prior norms. But what if the word desire is not the best translational choice here? Spoiler alert. It isn't. It is important to note that the great Hebrew sages of the past have commented that desire, in this case, refers to sexual desire. Observable reality demonstrates how foolishly erroneous this assertion actually is. As promised, here are the better translational choices. George Lamsa is one of the most respected Hebrew and Aramaic scholars of all time. He renders the key part of this verse as, and you shall be dependent on your husband. Brenton is a Greek scholar of similar reputation. He renders this as, your submission shall be for your husband. Ironically, both of these translations more perfectly agree with the context of the verse, and make more sense. Let us move on to Adam's punishment. Prepare for a huge, aha moment. One would think that Adam's punishment would center around his disobedience regarding the eating of the forbidden fruit. Watch closely as we examine Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, in toil shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Wait. What? Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife? That is what so angered God, that he felt compelled to mention this first? As Mr. Spock would say, fascinating. How many times have we read this story, yet never noticed that? Apparently, hearkening unto the voice of thy wife was the greater sin. Mic drop. So, guys, based on what we have just learned, I think we can all agree that, when it comes to male-female hierarchy, we can see that God was, is, and always shall be, woke. Thank you for your kind attention. Please share, if you dare.